Awesome. So hi and welcome to this video. I am particularly recording this for my passive income kid students. However, if you're someone who recently launched a digital product or is about to launch one, I think you should stick around. This is just going to be really helpful for you. So a couple of days ago, I was talking to one of my students who launched her digital product, who got, I think she has gotten about 3 sales till now, in which the first sale she got was on day 1. She has a decent small sized audience where she's been creating content for the past few weeks. So this was just context, and she shared with me that she is thinking of pivoting to a different niche, considering people are not buying her digital products. So if you are someone who, like I said, just launched or is about to launch, and you have these expectations, I know all of us have, because I had these expectations that the first time that I'm launching a product or a service, people are going to line up and buy from me. And if that doesn't happen, as it didn't happen for me, it kind of sent me down a funk that ye kya ho raha hai? Matlab, like, people were supposed to buy. At least a few people would have bought this, or people would have come and inquired about my products, at least the bare minimum, and that has not happened. Like 3 people bought, 5 people bought, 2 people bought, maybe 1 person bought, maybe no one bought as a part of your launch, which is all okay. That is the reason I'm sharing this experience, because the first time that we launch something, it's very new to the world. The world doesn't know that this is a niche that you've picked, and why are you the expert in this domain. You've shared a couple of content pieces, great, but people don't know your story yet. They don't remember what your product is. They don't know a lot of things about you. So no matter how low ticket your product is, oftentimes this comes and becomes a barrier. So I want you to manage your expectations. Yes, go for it, think positive, work hard, that's all right, but manage your expectations in a way that it's not essential that the first time you launch, people will just line up. It's okay if they don't, because you always have a second time. You have a long period of time to actually sell your products, which can be outside of the launch as well. As someone, okay, I was going to share something, but I just remembered a student of mine's journey last year. So when she launched the first time, she got about 5-ish sales. The next time that she launched, she got 20 plus sales, which is second sale. But then in one whole year, she's made over 3 lakh INR with her simple digital products. She's not even added other products, options or things to it. And she has an audience of less than 5,000 followers. So what I mean to say is that consistency is the name of the game. And firstly, answering the niche thing. So in every niche, no matter what niche you choose, whether that's hot in the market right now or not, it is going to take time for you to establish your credibility and for you to create that pull on people. So if with this niche you are already at step 5, let's say in total of 50 steps, with that niche you'll have to start from step 0 all over again, and it'll take the same time, if not longer, to establish your credibility and build that trust and relationship. So your niche is not the problem. I always recommend picking a niche that you have experience in versus what's happening on the gram. A lot of times we feel that we are seeing these content pieces or these type of products a lot, so maybe there's a demand for it more than what I'm talking about. But what happens on Instagram is when you're consuming a reel, or you see one reel, you engage with it, you save it, it'll try to show you another one. That's how the algorithm works, right? So by default, you will see more content of your industry or anything else that you saw and interacted with. It will try to show you more and more and more and more. So it doesn't mean that that is the only thing that's happening on Instagram and you should go towards that particular thing. There are other things that exist. It's just because of your choice of interaction of content, it figures out that you are liking this, so it will show you more of that stuff, and we start thinking that sirf yahi chal raha hai. So I want us to work around on fixing that mindset. Niche se kuch nahi hoga. If you pick a niche that you're truly passionate about, that has a story associated to you, you love talking about it, you love helping others in that particular domain, you will be gold and you'll be solid for years to come, because that is your domain of experience, expertise, authority, whatever you want to call it. So please don't think about changing your niche if you've not made 50 sales as you expected in your first launch. Number 1. Number 2, I'm going to share a couple of things that you should actually be focusing on right now. Instead of having a goal such as 50 or 100, I would recommend that you have a goal of making 5 to 10 sales first. So once you have those 5 to 10 customers, like if 3 people have bought from you, 2 people have bought from you, 5 people have bought from you, reach out to those people. Ask them about how is it going with your product, how is it how easy or difficult it is to use the product. Ask them for their honest feedback. Ask them, push them, ask questions. Basically get to the bottom of how they feel about your product, because if you've launched this product or any product for the first time, chances are you have a lot of room for improvement, and these are the first few buyers, and these are the people who've paid you money to actually buy your product, so they will give you the best kind of feedback. So I would not say that keep nudging them and irritate them, but periodically reach out to them if they are not getting back, and you can offer your expertise or guidance also to navigate the product. But more importantly, ask them for feedback so that you can improve the product for them. That's the benefit of them being in the founding round or the early bird member access, that they've gotten the product in the crudest form, but they'll also be the ones who will get even more polished products and even might better bonuses out there. So encourage them to give you feedback. Number 2 is take that feedback and then improve the product. So improve your product for them, the existing customers as well as new customers to come. According to the improvements you make sure your sales page gets all the updates as well. If you're adding a few things to make things simpler for your people, mention them on your sales page too. Number 3 is then go and ask for testimonials also from these people. Whatever micro benefit they've experienced after buying your product or using it, ask them to share it with you. Number 4 is then you use these testimonials again in your content and on your sales pages to sell more. And number 5 is sell more. Basically, you need to show up more often and in more creative ways to basically get in front of more of your ideal audiences, such that they come on your profile, they get to know you, they consume your content, and most importantly, if you're not talking about your product often in your content, start infusing that too. Not in every piece, and not every piece has to be salesy or promotional, but even if you're giving value here and there, you can plug your product. You can talk about your product directly on your stories. You can talk about your product directly in certain posts which are very specific to what your product is. Because chances are a lot of people who even come to your profile don't know about your product or don't understand it. Sometimes the issue is that you need more clarity in your messaging, in your marketing. That will happen when you create more and more content, when you show up more. Because by default, when you are doing something repeatedly, you are becoming better at it. That's a simple law. That's something we've seen from our very childhood, right? We didn't know how to write ABCD, but once we started writing, gradually we improved, and now we can actually write sentences and emails and these video scripts and so many more things. But because it's all practice and years of practice. So similarly with your content, your marketing and messaging, you will become better when you consistently do it. And another important point here is make sure that you bring your product in front of them. You give them these invitations to buy, because a lot of times people don't know about your product, and the rule of 7 in marketing says that people need to see your product at least or hear about it at least 7 times minimum before they even notice it. So they are not making the buying decision in these 7 times, but they are at least noticing it. There are of course anomalies to the rule, but the rule of 7 has probably now become the rule of 27, considering the amount of digital stimulation we have near us, the reels that have really reduced our attention span. It's very normal for people to be distracted. So if something was 27 is something I'm making up, but the number has scientifically gone up from 7. So if you're not talking about your offer multiple times, if you're not talking about ways in which people can grab your offer, they don't count as those touch points, and you're missing out on sales because of the same. So get creative, get clear with your messaging, get creative with your marketing, but most importantly, consistently show up. Keep showing up. Your content will do the job for you. The way in which you show up will do the job for you, and make sure you keep putting up these invitations in front of people to grab your products, because first goal is 5 to 10 sales, of which I would recommend you keep that 10 sales as a goal in front of you and work towards it. Talk about it everywhere until you get to that 10 number. Then reach out to those 5 to 10 customers and ask them for feedback. Improve your product with the feedback you get. Improve the product's messaging about the things that you've improved in it. Get testimonials, showcase testimonials, and create these micro invitations all day, every day, for people to grab your product while you're out there sharing value anyway. Because I see a lot of people creating content, sharing value, but they're not pitching enough. So pitching is also equally important. You can be creative with it, but it is important. So I would say don't think of changing your niche. In any niche, you have to go through the same journey, because once it starts working for you, the content and the consistency will start compounding and giving you results beyond your wildest imagination. Sky is the limit. It just takes a bit to get there. and if you are doing your bit, it'll happen sooner than faster. So all the best, don't give up. And if you still feel for some reason, in spite of you selling straight for 90 days, if sales are not happening, I would suggest, I have a free audit in the description of this video to analyze what could be going wrong and what you can actually check and fix ASAP. So go use it, it's for free. And all the best, don't give up, keep going.